It's Monday the 2nd of September 2024 and today I've come to Fedw Wood. Now Fedw Wood is an area that, again, when I used to sit in my grandfather's car from Chepstow and ride around with him, we used to come through here a lot. I did occasionally come here as a kid and did a couple of walks here as a kid. Mainly I came here on my bike. Used to cycle around here. I can say it's not far from Chepstow. And I had some friends who went to my school who lived in a hamlet just down the end of this track. So yeah, I remember this place very well. And sort of behind this vegetation here, I think it would have been about there used to be a little adventure playground. And I remember coming here with family once and they called it Fort Apache. I don't know why. But yeah, it's nice to be back here again. I've not been here for 30 years. So, okay. The weather's looking a little bit ominous today, so it's raining, but it's not too heavy at the moment, so I'm just keeping my fingers crossed it's not going to get any worse. So I'll just crack on with today's walk then. I think I'll walk up this way. Now, when I was here 30 years ago, this is where was one of the locations we used in my second Solitary Rambler film called The Lost Villages. It was here where we did the first scenes where I met my friend Michael and we started our walk. So now, this path here, I can remember this, came here with Michael 30 years ago. We turned off along this path, and if you were to walk up there, that leads out of the wood and onto Gaia Hill. But I'm not going that way today. I'm just sticking with the main track for now. So I'm now back on the track that I left a bit earlier. To be fair, I have gone in rather a higgledy-piggledy route. It would have been practical for me to have taken a more direct route to where I'm heading, but there we go. I just wanted to have a walk around Fedw Wood and see how much I remembered it. So, yeah, just to sort of like go in a bit of a circuit first before I head onwards a bit later on. So it's just nice to see if I can remember it, really. Because as I said, I did come here as a kid a few times. Okay, I shall crack on. Now, just through the trees there, it's a bit hidden by the trees, but that is Fair Oak Pond. Passing Fair Oak Pond, my path soon emerged onto a quiet lane, where I turned left to reach a small hamlet. So this hamlet is called the Cot, and it was here where a few of my friends from school lived. Lovely little place out in the middle of nowhere. No pub though, that's the problem. Too far to walk to a pub. The path leading northwards from the Cot led me through Raven's Nest Wood, but trying to find the next path I wanted was proving to be rather tricky. Yeah, I've had to triple check the OS Maps app here, because according to the map there should have been a path sort of going steeply down to the woods, but I can't find one, so I've just had to sort of carry on a bit further ahead. I can just make out a forest track as well, so that's marked on the map, so if I reach that forest track and turn left along it, that should take me to the lane. So as long as I reach the lane I'm alright. Well, I've reached the lane, so I'm happy now. It was only a slight sort of detour round, but I just couldn't find that path that was marked on the map. And having checked again, the path that I was looking for would have come out here, but there is no evidence of any path here whatsoever, so I don't know what that's all about. Never mind. Anyway, just got to walk down the lane for a little bit and then I'll turn off along another footpath. At least I can actually see a public footpath signpost here, so that's a good sign. Blimey, this bridge is slippery. Wet wood. Nothing worse than wet wood. Now, the river I'm crossing, which is the stream I've been following since the lane, this is the Angiddy River, which flows into Tintern, flows into the Wye at Tintern. I shall hopefully be seeing the Angiddy another time. Exiting Little Wanault Wood, I climbed across a field with lovely views around me. As I passed Panther Farm, I was, unfortunately, now faced with another dilemma. Here we go again. I've got another situation where there is a right-of-way marked on the map, but can I find it? Can I bum? So, from Panther Farm up there, it basically comes directly down here, and it should go through that way, but I don't know whether the path is so well hidden because of all the stinging nettles, but I've walked over there as much as I can, and I can't see any sign of a footpath, so there is a right-of-way this way too, which isn't the way I wanted to go, but I think I'm going to have to walk along here and see if I can find another way onto the route that I do need to find. It's all good fun, isn't it? Oh, I am not a happy man. Not happy at all. I'm laughing about it, but I am absolutely frustrated now. Another path I can't find. That's two paths I've not managed to find today, and they're clearly marked on the OS map, but there ain't no sign of them at all. I tried to go around the other side of that field to find where that last path should have gone, but there's no sign of it. There's no evidence of any path even being there. No style, nothing. And then you've got like another field of barley, and I went through a field like that recently. I'm not doing that again. So I'm gonna have to change my plans. So what I'm gonna do now, all being well, if I can keep on this path, this should take me out into Lower Fedw, and what I'll do is I'll make my way back to Fedw Wood where my car is parked, and then I'll decide what to do from there. So my new route was now taking me in a southeasterly direction from Panther Farm. I then went left to take a path across a field, descending to Vera Pool. Well, this is a very pleasant spot. This is Vera Pool. Now, one consolation from this is, had I managed to find that route that I planned to do, I would have missed this. So coming this way has been a nice little bonus, really. So there's always something good out of something that you find frustrating. Anyway, so I'm not frustrated anymore. I'm enjoying the route that I'm now doing because I know what I'm going to do now. I'm in Lower Veda now. Oh, lovely quiet spot. Oh, anyway, at least I seem to be following some clear footpaths now, which makes all the difference. So I'm heading in the right direction now. Well, I'm back in Fedw Wood now anyway, so not much further and then I'll be back at the car park where I parked my car. So even though I've had to drastically change my route today, I'm going to be positive because I think, well, okay, it's not worked out as I planned, but I'm going to make something else out of it now, so I think it'll turn out to be a good enough day anyway. I mean, let's be honest, I'm in the Wye Valley, how could I not be enjoying myself in the Wye Valley? Well, I'm back at Fedw Wood car park, so what I think I'll do now, it's 1:15, I'll sit in my car and have my sandwich, and then after that I'll drive up to Devauden and I'll do another little walk from there. Well, I've reached Devauden. I'm going to have a little walk from here in a minute, but I'm just going to have a look and see what it says on the local notice board. Roman coins from the 1st century AD were found in Devauden in 1840, and according to the Anglo-Saxon Chronicle, the Britons were defeated here in 743 by the Saxon kings Ethelbald and Cuthred. John Wesley visits Wales. He first visited Wales on the 15th of October 1739, preaching here on Devauden Green to 300 or 400 plain people on Christ our wisdom, righteousness, sanctification and redemption. He visited Wales 35 times, usually on horseback, inspiring many to take up the evangelical cause. It's a nice statue of John Wesley, and there's his famous words underneath: wisdom, righteousness, sanctification and redemption. So I'm just going to do a short walk from Devauden, and I'm going to follow this path that takes me into Chepstow Park Wood. So, Chepstow Park Wood. Do you know, I don't think I ever really came here much. I think I can remember coming here once, just walking up from where I've come now, from Devauden Green, and just up here. But I don't think I ever really explored Chepstow Park Wood when I lived in Chepstow. Strange. It's amazing really when I think all those years ago, all these places that I had on my doorstep, there were still quite a few places that I never came to much, if at all. had I managed to find a route from Panther Farm up to Devauden, this is where I would have come. So, as I say, at least I can do this part of the walk now, even though I'm sort of technically doing 2 separate walks today. So, where do I go? I'm going to sort of make this up as I go along now. I'm not going to go far, I'm just going to do a little circuit. So, I think I'm going to go round in a clockwise direction. So, I'm going to go this way, because I think if I go this way, I can get some wonderful views over the Wye Valley. Here we are then. These are the ruins of the small house. Yeah. Yeah. It's very easy to miss this, because if you're walking on the path or the track just there, this is very well hidden, because the actual mound is covered in moss and vegetation. You wouldn't know it if you didn't know it was here. You'd miss it very easily. But it's only because I saw it on the OS map that I sort of tried to seek it out, so I'm glad I did. There's not a huge amount to see, but it's still interesting. Oh. I wonder who would have lived here then. And just something else of interest in Chepstow Park Wood, a little reservoir. A very pleasant spot indeed. Yeah, really nice. I don't think there's a name of this reservoir though. It's just marked on the map simply as reservoir. So I'll just call it Chepstow Park Wood Reservoir. A nice little bench here as well. So it's a memorial bench, so I expect this was somebody's favourite spot. It's just starting to rain again. Not very heavily, so it's okay. And I've just got to follow this path, which will take me straight back into Devauden. So I'm at this multi-junction of paths now. There's about 7 paths that go off in all different directions. Yeah. Okay, yeah, so back towards Devauden then. I'm just having a quick read on the Visit Dean Wye website, what it says about Chepstow Park Wood. This medieval hunting park, covering over 300 hectares, survives intact as the Forest commissions Chepstow Park Wood. The wood is 7 kilometres northwest of Chepstow Castle and was originally used by the lords of the castle in the 13th and 14th centuries as a hunting forest. Chepstow Park is a large block of woodland with both mature broadleaf and conifer species. A network of footpaths will lead you into the heart of the wood, where you can walk for miles without seeing another soul. I'm liking this path. Great. Walking in the dip here between these 2 mounds either side. Great stuff. I just saw a bloke walking his dog actually. He's gone up the other way and he was sort of walking up on the side here because it's quite muddy in the dip here in places, so it's a bit drier up there. And he said to me, he said, "Oh, I just thought it was a bit muddy down there," he said. I said, "Well, I've got walking boots on," I said, "that's what they're designed for." So we had a bit of a chat, and yeah, he was a very nice guy, and I've said this recently, it doesn't cost anything to be polite and friendly, and for me it makes me feel much better throughout the day when people are friendly. Easy really, isn't it? Anyway, I'm almost back at where I came into Chepstow Park Wood now, so I'm heading back into Devauden, so I'm at the end of the walk. And even though it's been a slightly interesting walk today, with the fact that I've had to split my planned route into 2 walks today, I've still managed to visit the places I wanted to. So had I actually done my original planned route, I'd have just done a linear walk through Chepstow Park Wood, which would eventually have taken me back to Verwood. But by doing what I've done today and splitting the walk into 2 routes, I've actually managed to do a circular walk all around Chepstow Park Wood, because I parked my car in Devauden. So I think in some ways it's worked out better. So even though I was frustrated earlier, it's worked out very well in the end. Okay, well, that's the end of my walk now, or my end of my 2 walks. I'm now going to get back to my car, which is just parked down here on Devauden Green, and then I've got somewhere else that I'm staying tonight. I'm staying in the Wye Valley for 4 nights this week, starting tonight, so I'm really looking forward to that, and all will be revealed on the next walk.